Today, I want to talk to you about the most powerful supercomputer in the known universe, a machine so advanced, so capable, that it holds the key to everything you will ever achieve, everything you will ever become. That machine is your brain. Think about it. Inside your skull right now is a 3-pound universe of nearly 100 billion neurons, each one connected to thousands of others, forming a network more complex than the entire internet. This is not just an organ, it is your ultimate weapon, your secret advantage, your unstoppable force. And yet, so many people go through life never tapping into even a fraction of its true potential. Your brain is built for more. From the moment you were born, your brain was designed to adapt, to learn, to overcome. It rewires itself with every thought, every decision, every challenge you face. This ability is called neuroplasticity, the brain's power to reshape itself based on experience. That means you are not stuck. You are not limited by your past, your mistakes, or your circumstances. Every time you learn something new, every time you push through fear, every time you refuse to quit, you are literally rewiring your brain for success. But here's the truth, your brain doesn't care whether you succeed or fail. It doesn't judge your dreams. It simply obeys your commands. If you feed it doubt, it will master the art of hesitation. If you feed it fear, it will become an expert in retreat. But if you feed it belief, if you feed it discipline, if you feed it relentless action, it will become an unstoppable force for achievement. The battle for your mind. Right now, your brain is locked in a silent war between two forces. The voice that says, you can't. The voice that whispers, what if you can? Which one will you listen to? Because whichever one you choose, your brain will find the evidence to support it. If you believe you're destined for mediocrity, your brain will find reasons to hold you back. But if you decide, right now, that you are capable of extraordinary things, your brain will start finding ways to make it happen. Programming your brain for greatness. How do you turn your mind into an unstoppable success machine? Repetition is your weapon. The brain learns through repetition. Want confidence? Repeat courageous actions until they become automatic. Want mastery? Practice until excellence is engraved in your neural pathways. Visualize victory. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you visualize success, you prime your mind to recognize and seize opportunities. Embrace the struggle. Every failure, every setback, is neural fertilizer. It makes your brain stronger, smarter, and more resilient. The greatest minds in history didn't avoid failure, they used it. Feed it the right fuel. Thoughts are food for your brain. Consume negativity, and your mind will weaken. Feed it inspiration, knowledge, and relentless belief, and it will carry you to heights you've never imagined. You are the architect of your mind. Some people wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances. But I'm telling you, motivation is not something you find, it's something you build. And you build it by acting, by deciding, by commanding your brain to move forward even when every instinct screams to stop. Your brain is waiting for your orders. What will you tell it? Will you say, this is too hard? Or will you say, I will figure this out? Will you say, I'm not ready? Or will you say, I will become ready by doing it? The choice is yours. And the moment you make it, your brain will start working to make it real. The time is now. You were given this mind, this incredible, limitless, problem-solving, obstacle-crushing, dream-achieving machine, for a reason. There is a version of you that is stronger, smarter, and more capable than you've ever imagined, and that version is waiting for you to activate it. So today, I challenge you, stop underestimating yourself. Stop letting fear write the story of your life. Your brain is ready. Are you? The world needs what's inside you. Now go out there and unleash it. Your brain is not just an organ, it's a cosmos. Imagine a galaxy with 100 billion stars, each one a neuron, each sparking with electrical storms of thought, memory, and imagination. These neurons don't just sit idle, they reach out. Every second, trillions of connections fire, weaving a tapestry more intricate than the world's most advanced computer. This is your mind's infrastructure, a network built not just to survive, but to dominate. For centuries, scientists believed the brain was static, a rigid machine that slowly rusted with age. But today, we know the truth: your brain is alive, malleable, hungry. It rewires itself with every decision you make. When you learn a language, neurons forge new highways. When you practice gratitude, your frontal lobe thickens. When you face fear, your amygdala shrinks. You are not a prisoner of biology, you are its architect. Consider Einstein's brain. When he died, scientists expected to find a biological marvel. Instead, they discovered his brain was smaller than average. What made him extraordinary? His neural connections. His brain had denser pathways in regions linked to spatial reasoning and creativity. Genius wasn't a gift, it was a habit. He trained his mind to think differently, and his brain obeyed. Your brain is waiting for your orders. Will you command it to dwell on past failures, or will you force it to engineer solutions? Every time you choose curiosity over complacency, you're not just thinking, you're sculpting. You're teaching your neurons to dance to the rhythm of ambition. The art of failing forward. Failure is not the enemy, it's your brain's personal trainer. When you stumble, your mind doesn't shut down, it upgrades. Think of a toddler learning to walk. Each fall sends urgent signals to the cerebellum: adjust balance. Strengthen muscles. Try again. Failure isn't defeat, it's data. Neuroscientists call this error-related negativity. When you make a mistake, your brain releases a burst of electrical activity, a biological alarm that screams, "Pay attention." This moment of discomfort is your mind's way of prioritizing growth. Without it, you'd never improve. Take Thomas Edison's 1,000 failed attempts to invent the light bulb. Each failure wasn't a dead end, it was a neural roadmap. With every experiment, his brain eliminated dead ends, sharpened his focus, and inched closer to a breakthrough. Modern MRI scans show that people who embrace failure have hyperactive dorsolateral prefrontal cortices, the brain's problem-solving engine. They don't just bounce back, they leap forward. Your brain thrives on challenge. When you quit, you deny it the friction it needs to grow stronger. So fail, but fail with purpose. Let every setback become a lesson, and watch your mind transform into an unstoppable force. Imagine your brain is a city. For decades, scientists believed its roads and skyscrapers were fixed by adulthood, unchanging, rigid, destined to crumble with time. But modern neuroscience has shattered that myth. Your brain is not a static metropolis, it's a living, breathing ecosystem of construction crews, demolition teams, and architects working around the clock. This is neuroplasticity, the brain's revolutionary ability to reorganize itself, grow new neural pathways, and dismantle old ones, based on how you think, act, and live. Every habit you repeat, every skill you practice, every thought you dwell on leaves a biological imprint. When you learn to play guitar, neurons in your motor cortex fire together, forming connections that make chord transitions smoother. When you meditate daily, your prefrontal cortex, the seat of focus and emotional regulation, thickens. Even negative patterns, like chronic worry, carve deep trenches in your neural landscape, turning anxiety into a mental autopilot. Your brain is always listening. It doesn't distinguish between good and bad habits, it simply obeys repetition. Take the famous London taxi driver study. MRI scans revealed that cabbies who memorized the city's labyrinthine streets had significantly larger hippocampi, the brain's GPS and memory hub, compared to the average person. Their brains didn't start that way, they grew through relentless use. Similarly, when stroke patients regain lost movement through therapy, it's not magic, it's neuroplasticity. Undamaged brain regions take over, rerouting signals like traffic detours around a blocked road. But here's the catch: your brain is lazy by design. It craves efficiency. If you feed it the same thoughts, routines, and distractions daily, it will default to the path of least resistance. To rewire it, you must force it out of complacency. This is why learning a new language feels exhausting at first. Your neurons are literally building bridges where none existed. Yet, with time, those bridges become highways. How to harness neuroplasticity. Mindful repetition. Every action you repeat becomes a neural habit. Practice courage, gratitude, or discipline daily, and your brain will hardwire them as default settings. Challenge your comfort zone. Novelty triggers neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons. Learn a skill, travel, or solve puzzles to keep your brain in construction mode. Reframe failure. When you stumble, your brain releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that repairs and strengthens neurons. Failure isn't defeat, it's fertilizer. Even your thoughts physically reshape your brain. Studies show that mindfulness meditation increases gray matter in regions linked to emotional control, while chronic negativity shrinks the prefrontal cortex. When you obsess over a mistake, you're not just ruminating, you're etching that pain deeper into your neural circuitry. But when you choose to focus on solutions, you ignite the brain's problem-solving networks, turning obstacles into stepping stones. The lesson is clear: you are not stuck with the brain you have. You are in charge of the brain you build. Whether you're 16 or 60, your mind can evolve. It won't always be easy, growth demands friction. But every time you push through resistance, you're not just changing your behavior. You're altering your biology. So ask yourself, what do I want my brain to look like in a year? A labyrinth of dead-end pathways, or a dynamic network of possibility? The choice is yours, and the science is on your side. Your brain is waiting for your command. Start building. Deep within your brain, two ancient forces are locked in a primal tug-of-war. One is a survivalist, wired to keep you safe, small, and shielded from risk. The other is a visionary, designed to push boundaries, solve problems, and leap into the unknown. These forces are not abstract ideas, they are biological realities. The amygdala, your brain's fear center, and the prefrontal cortex, the seat of logic and courage, are in a constant power struggle. Which one wins? The answer lies in who you feed. The amygdala is your inner guard dog. It evolved to protect you from saber-toothed tigers, not PowerPoint presentations, but it still reacts to modern stress as if your life depends on it. When you face a challenge, a job interview, a difficult conversation, a leap into the unknown, the amygdala floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline, screaming, danger. Retreat. It's why your palms sweat, your heart races, and your mind goes blank. But here's the truth: the amygdala doesn't care about your dreams. It only cares about survival. The prefrontal cortex, however, is your inner strategist. Located just behind your forehead, it's the part of your brain that plans, reasons, and weighs long-term consequences. It's the voice that says, "This fear is irrational. You've prepared for this. Keep going." But there's a catch: the prefrontal cortex is slow, deliberate, and energy-hungry. Under stress, the amygdala can hijack it, shutting down logic and leaving you paralyzed. The science of choice. Every time you face a challenge, your brain holds a referendum: safety or growth? The amygdala votes for safety. The prefrontal cortex votes for growth. The winner isn't predetermined, it's decided by which neural pathways you've strengthened. If you've spent years avoiding discomfort, the amygdala's pathways are highways. If you've practiced courage, the prefrontal cortex's pathways dominate. Take Nelson Mandela as an example. Imprisoned for 27 years, he faced relentless fear and injustice. Yet he trained his mind to focus not on his suffering, but on his vision for a free South Africa. Neuroscientists would argue that Mandela's prefrontal cortex became his command center. By consciously redirecting his thoughts, he weakened the amygdala's grip and rewired his brain for resilience.